Hi guys, Brant here, and welcome to another commentary video. Today, I just kind of want to talk about why I haven't really been making a whole lot in the way of killer content lately. I think that, like, the writing that would appear to be on the wall here is I've been saying that I've been playing a lot more Survivor, making a lot more Survivor videos. You're like, oh god, is he quitting killer? Is he becoming a Survivor main? What is happening? I've said over and over with my whole chest that I want to make videos that address the issues in DBD, and try to make the best experience for, like, everyone, like everybody involved. Like the game as a whole gets better for both sides. That's always been something I've been passionate about. But you may be thinking, like, oh my god, he's becoming Survivor biased. He's becoming a Survivor main. He's turned his back on the killer mains. And that's not what's happening. And I want to talk about, like, what's going through my head and why I haven't been making that much killer content, because it makes more sense than you think. Let's go ahead and get into it. So like I said, the main thing, like, if I could make like a thesis statement on like why this channel exists, what I like to do with it, what I enjoy doing, is I've always been an analysis kind of guy. Ever since I played fighting games, ever since I played FPSs, like, I'm always looking at like the cool stuff. Like, what's the issues in this game? Like, this gun, like, if I was in an FPS, I'd be like, this gun has a way too high recoil for like no reason. Really bothers me. They really need to fix that. And then I was at, like, you know, in like fighting games, I'd be like, why does this guy have a vortex? Like, vortex is such like a 2008 thing. Like, why do we still have vortexes in fighting games? You know, like, I would analyze stuff like that. And I get really passionate about that. I love looking at missteps in video games. Like, I don't know why. I can't explain it. I just like looking at missteps in video games and going, I really wish they had made a different choice. And not only just criticizing them, but also like coming up with solutions. Like, I love going like, what would DBD look like if we had like a call out wheel? Like, I'm on gen, I'm going for save. What would that look like? I like coming up with solutions for that sort of thing. Like, when I pulled you guys, like, what solution would you like? Would you like Kindred base kit? Would you like something like a dialogue wheel? Like, I like coming up with solutions for those things as well. Even though I feel like what they did with Dead Hard obviously was like ended up being really great and fine. Even just like trying to figure out ways to like reinvent Dead Hard back in the day, that stuff's fun. That stuff's thrilling to me. I love doing stuff like that. That's always been what's drawn me an interest to a lot of games, and especially in like the content creation spaces, like analyzing these things and trying to either A, raise awareness about an issue, or B, just talk about a solution to the issue. Raise awareness or come up with a solution. Sometimes both. Kind of what draws me into creating content for any game that I'm like super into, and this obviously extends to Dead by Daylight as well. And this brings us to the issue of why have I not been making a lot of killer content? Besides minor issues, what's wrong with killer right now? You know, Shift W gaming been mostly dealt with because of the killer base kit changes. So like the built-in brutal, the built-in the biffle, like that gets rid of a lot of the Shift W meta. So that's cool. Dead Hard, which has been the biggest killer boogeyman since the beginning of time, that's been nerfed into the ground and still a useful perk that I enjoy. But that's not a menace anymore. The whole Genra situation, like, all gens are like 90 seconds now instead of 80, which adds up a lot, especially if you're running a lot of slowdown. Not to say that gens still can't go really quickly. I certainly have that happen. Now, I usually run only 1 or 2 slowdown, but yeah, I still have matches where gens go fast, but by and large, that's the thing. By and large, I like, most of the issues have been dealt with by the min chapter. Killer's in a really cozy place. You don't have to play light earners to do well. You can play like Pig and Zodico and just have an all right time. You may have to bring stronger add-ons, or maybe 2 slowdown or 3 slowdown, but like, you can play low tier and do fine. There's some minor stuff, right? Like maps are obviously still pretty gross, like Fractured, the game, Atom. Talk about that stuff. Some killers, very outdated. Myers, very outdated. They need to update him. They rework him quick. Freddy's still tremendously boring, despite not being the worst character in the game. He's still, for a character as charismatic and as cool as the IP is, tremendously boring. So we can probably rework him for the 80th time, right? But like, other than like relatively minor stuff like that, I feel like Killer's in the best spot it's been in the history of the game. And as a channel that's like mostly devoted itself to being critical and deeply analyzing problems, Killer really doesn't have a whole lot in the way of problems right now. It really doesn't. And the problems it does have are relatively minor. So it's just kind of like, maybe this is like something I need to like analyze myself. I need to look at myself in the eye and go, hey, you need to make more positive stop smacking the mic. You need to stop making uniquely negative content as like 95% of what you do. Maybe that's it. Maybe I just need to find ways to make more positive content about Dead by Daylight and not just only talk about things when there's, you know, putting out fires, so to speak, because that's kind of like what the channel is about. Like I said, it's like either, hey, look, there's a fire over there, or hey, how are we gonna put out the fire? That's like what I do. That's what I like to do. But Killer, which is my favorite role, has been kind of just okay. It's just been fine. No fires to put out. So like, it's just like, I don't know. What do I talk about? Yes, playing Sadako feels better. That'll fill up 5+ minutes of talking time. Yeah. It does it. Like just saying Sadako feels great now is like, that's a sentence. That's not a commentary video, you know? So it's more difficult. It's more difficult, you know? Maybe I can talk about like why Sadako uniquely benefits from the mid-chapter changes. But like the case in point being like, I'm just trying to like, I'm in a space right now where I'm having to like reformat my brain as a creator. Like, how do I make videos in a vacuum of negative issues without negative issues with my favorite role, which is why I've been making more Survivor content, because they're the ones that kind of have more gripes right now. And I'm a fixer. I like fixing things. I like either raising awareness or solving issues. So I'm like, oh, hey, get me in on that. You know, like I've been making commentary videos on how to analyze and fix the game for a really long time. Now I can do that here too. You know, so I'm like jumping on it. But like Killer's just been great lately. Like I've enjoyed Killer. So and a lot of people have been enjoying Killer. A lot of people have been self-reporting that it's like their favorite patch that's gone through for the game. So I just need to like, you know, switch gears and try to find ways to make non-negative content for Killer. So yeah, that's why I'm not becoming a Survivor main. You don't have to worry. I'm not gonna like, at the very worst, I'll be like 50-50. I don't think I want to do that. So yeah, so like everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're not like moving away from Killer content. It's just like I'm having to like reformat right now in my brain, because I'm like, how do I make content that isn't negative? Because that's like 90% of what I do. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I just wanted to clear the air there. Hopefully you feel a little bit more at ease now, especially those of you who most of my audience is still pretty much Killer mains, I've noticed, which is fine. It's okay. I do love the game as a whole, and I've tried to push that, but obviously like I have more expertise as a Killer than I do as a Survivor, so that's fine. I just wanted to put that group at ease here. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, but if I don't, I will see you when I see you.